Hello, everyone. I'm going to give everyone a chance to get on, and welcome to the Freedom Collective call. Excited, I'm at the Harmony Hotel in Nassara, and I got a little creative just want to make sure we got good Wi-Fi. See, Mandy is on the line, and a bunch of you are on, but I think are not. I don't see you on videos. I invite you to show yourself on video. Let me just mute everyone though, so we can get, okay. So if you haven't already, go ahead and post in the Facebook group in the Freedom Collective. I put a question, a prompt. Really feel into what is it that you are creating right now. Everything, your ability to manifest your desire into physical reality depends upon your frequency. And so just take a moment, you can close your eyes and feel into what are the challenges, obstacles, or just like things that are like maybe even a little bit of alignment. Notice what's presenting right now in your life, because that's the thing that you're ready to move into. That's the thing that you are ready to heal. So you can share that, and we will we'll work on that. For those that are new, I see Kimry's on. Hello, Kimry. So good to see you. We just got back from the Affluence Upgrade Intensive. It was down in Picara. It's 3 hours south of here, and I want all of you to join us. It is amazing. I mean, there's words that cannot express how profound the messages and the understanding. It's kind of like, you have this frequency. We each have. You have your divine blueprint and who you are. And so it's just, imagine if you like just pulled back the veil, and it's not just this sense of like, oh, you feel it, you have faith, but you pull back the veil and you see, you experience it, how powerful we are as creators, how much we are loved, how simple it is. And then there's the other parts too, where for me, seeing the ego and seeing the slipperiness of the ego, how it can show up in less obvious ways. And it's our ego, which is what prevents us from experiencing from creating all that we can create. And it's the ego that feels like it's separate, or it's got to be hard, or it's really interesting. Yes, Kristen, the very slippery ego. And what I was learning about was the spiritual ego. And so the spiritual ego is even more deceptive, because it sounds good. It sounds good, like we're doing the work and we have good intentions, and yet it's anything that when we have judgments about others, or or I'm at this level. I mean, when we start talking about levels and up leveling and all of that, it's the ways that the ego comes into play. And we all have ego. It's not about it's not about completely getting rid of ego. It's just it's recognizing it and not going for the ride, if that makes sense. Recognizing it and just be like, okay, yeah, I know you're saying that. Gotcha. And actually just loving our ego. I mean, that's how we integrate. So I'm really excited. We received so many downloads about this frequency, and really just supporting all of you in holding your signature affluence frequency. And when I say affluence frequency, it's really just the frequency of freedom. Affluence is inner freedom, the ability to create what you desire whenever you desire. And when I say that, also what's aligned with your soul's purpose, what's aligned from your heart. Because there's a lot of things the ego says, like we have to have this or this, but when it's all in alignment. So, okay, we'll start with some energy work. And, and I want to acknowledge Mandy. Do you want to share about maybe she just had a huge win stepping into your higher self? Yeah.
And I want to acknowledge Kristen, because she was there helping me, and she was there supporting me. So that was really great to have that. But yeah, I put on a retreat for my clients and in San Diego. And Tara, you helped me put this together. I want to acknowledge you and AJ for that, for light the fire under me a little bit. And we're like, all right, what's the date? And this was the date, and I actually stuck to it. I experienced myself holding the vibration and enabling this transformation for all these business owners, many of who have never done any transformation work at all. And what was really cool about it was giving them the tools to take us back to their own business and do this with their own employees.
Yeah.
And they were exactly. So I gave them just enough to be coaching each other and have the framework. And I just kind of stepped back and let go and just let things go. And that was, I wasn't planning on this being like one of the main things, but it strengthened them all as leaders and how they showed up and their confidence in making decisions and recognizing the resistance. And this is, I think all of us work very comfortable with recognizing resistance. That's what we're doing here. Yeah. But this is not something that a lot of entrepreneurs are aware of. And they're not even aware that like how all this stuff is showing up as resistance. And we were powerfully going through how to break through all this resistance. And it came out of me holding a certain vibration. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool. And, you know, I want to first just say that vibration I first felt and experienced when I was in Costa Rica, and other people around me saw it. And mm-hmm. You were holding that vibration. You and AJ were holding this vibration for the group. And I was able to see this in myself through other people. And then because I did that and I had that experience with your retreat, I was able to go and hold the vibration for my own people.
Yes. It is. Well, it's exactly how it works. In fact, something that was coming through right now as you're sharing, you know, we talk about this resistance or, hey, I need to let go of this fear so I can move forward, so I can fill my program. You know, that's what I want to clear is this fear. And it's really being so committed to your purpose, so committed to being the best version of yourself, to embodying higher self. And as we continue to evolve and understand what that is, what that means, so committed to believing in yourself so that others can believe in themselves. Because if we go, like for those of you that are in sales, if you're not believing, if someone gets on the call with you, if you don't 100% believe in them and their vision and see how amazing they are, see their brilliance, see their greatness. Like it's like this, it's sort of, I really see it as, you know, like if you ever have your car and the battery gets kind of dead, it needs a little jump start. And it's not about anyone, no one's coming here to Freedom Collective or joining A-Life or coming to one of our programs or retreats because they're broken or they need to be fixed. That is not why you join our community. This is not why you're with our tribe. It's just about, it's about that vibration. It's about that vibration that you already have within, but it's just that reminding, you're like, oh yeah, okay, this is who I am. This is who I am. It's like that little spark, and then you're like, okay, and then you take off for it. And Mandy, and then you're sharing that with your clients and holding that vibration for them and seeing how powerful they are. And then they remember. And so it's just, it's what's really been coming through as I've been open to receiving is, it's really moving from the I to the we, from the I to the we. And when we think about like all the things, like even when we think into our obstacles and not to make light of them, but all of it's because we're thinking in terms of I. Like I have this, I have to get rid of this fear. I got to fill this program. I got to, whatever we're thinking, I got to reach this number, hit this number. And so part of the focus of energy work is helping us to release it's to release those layers of the ego. Kind of, they're just those, it's almost like skins of a snake. It's like, it's not, we're just like sloughing it off because it's not who we are. And then we get back to our essence, that we're love, that we're connected to divine intelligence, that we're humble, that we're willing to obey, that we're willing to get a message and take action. And so that's really the process. And you've really embodied that, Mandy. Just like, it doesn't mean like everything's perfect, or it's just like, it's like you notice if there's resistance, but then you take the leap anyway, and you step into it. You're like, okay. And what I've seen from you, what you've modeled is just a huge level of self-reflection and humility, and being like, okay, I see this is coming up, and then asking for support when you needed it. And then you just like stepped into it, and you're like, you know, once we're open, once we surrender to higher self and we allow, it's like when higher self led your retreat. And that's why it was so amazing.
If I might add to this too, something that I've noticed that I was just in my journaling and reflecting, is that one of the reasons why I was resisting doing this retreat, and why I say I have this story of I'm not good in big groups, it's because I didn't feel like I had the power to control the room, that I could hold the vibration for it. I was afraid that I couldn't do it. I didn't have enough in it. And I had the stories of people talking over me when I was younger, and all these things that like people don't want to listen to me. And this was really me resisting my leadership. And it was also the very transformation that I was looking for only happened by me stepping in and actually doing it.
Yes.
And I got access to the ability to do this by continuing to step in and forward, and feeling the fear and doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's one of the big, what's the word? Like, it's a detour. It's one of the biggest loops I see in the personal development industry, especially like when we're talking about energy work, is that we want to clear the fear. Like, I've got to get rid of this fear. And the fear doesn't go away. It might look different, but the fear, you clear the fear by stepping into it. And so notice, like, if any of you are feeling stuck, or in that place of kind of like what I call like in the spin cycle, the washing machine spin cycle, the way you get it, often it's because it's like, okay, well, for me, we create everything first spiritually. We hold that vibration, whether it's in your business, whether it's the family that you want to create, the family environment, whether it's the marriage, the relationship that you want, calling in your life partner, you create it first spiritually. And it's integral. Like it exists. That frequency exists. And so what do we need to do? What do we get to do to be in alignment with that? And as long as you're taking that next step, whatever that is, then you're in integrity. It doesn't mean like there might be 10 things or 100 things, especially if you have some big vision, there might be a lot of things that have to happen before that comes into physical reality. But we don't have to worry about that. It's just whatever that next step is. But the feeling stuck is often because we're not even taking that first step. And then we know, we're like, okay, then we're in the energy of it's not going to happen. It's not happened yet. And then we actually push it away. So just, feel the fear and do it anyway. And then the other thing is that when we have our vision, and you've done this really well. It's like really connecting to your, we talked about this, like, because we can have this goal, and whether it's filling the program or, I'm going to add an additional $100,000 a month revenue to my business or whatever that is, but we've got to connect to our why. And so, it's like whatever that is that you can connect to and see that vision of like why you're doing this, why are you filling your program, like why is it important for you to step on purpose, and to connect to that, because that will be the fuel to take that next step. And I know that you shared with us your why. Do you want to share for those that are new?
Yeah, and I'm actually going to show a picture real quick.
Okay.
I've got it. And I have more clarity on it too. And this was directly from a download. These are fields. And my theme this year, well, I think just like generally my theme is how many fields. So what I had a download about this, and I didn't quite even understand what this really meant. And I thought it just meant that like I could help more people by better utilizing myself. But really what it means is that my role is that I am a builder of leaders, that I am creating leaders and building up these hands-off CEO leaders all over the world and in their own communities, in their families. And we're making a difference by me empowering people to take over this. And yeah, so that's my vision of just building leaders that build leaders.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. And then what happens is when we have that next step we have to take, or we have the resistance, it's like, do you care more about the resistance and sitting that, or do you care more about that vision? And at some point we might, some of us, like, you know, we can go through our stuff for a while, and then it's like, okay, just tired of the suffering that we're creating, and be like, okay, just step into it and do it. And whether it's picking up the phone and making a phone call, 5 phone calls, whether it's sharing in the group and being vulnerable because it's something that you resist, whatever that is, then you're standing in integrity. So beautiful. I hope that's helpful, because it's absolute, like Mandy's success is your success, is my success, because we're all connected. She's a mirror. And so it's not like, often like the ego wants to compare, and it's like this, and like, you know, put someone up here or put someone down there. And that's what the ego does. And when we understand that we're all connected, and what's Mandy's representing is a vibration that's also possible for every one of us that's on this call. And it's a decision. It's a commitment. And then what I love about success is that there's a strategy. Like you can look at, and Mandy she broke it down, some of the things that she did, and there's a pattern that she followed, and that's accessible for you too. Like she asked for support. She named it. She was self-reflective. She went in prayer and she got connected. She felt the fear and she did it anyway. She asked for more support. Like it's like all of that is, you know, and then she's also really good at connecting with others too, and like brought in some great people into your tribe. So you have that high vibration. And so it's just like all of that. So it's beautiful, beautiful examples. And also notice for all of you, like as I'm going to go to the Facebook, we'll start doing some energy work. I'll answer. Mandy said, is it ego to want a luxury car? Does it light you up?
I guess so. I want a luxury car.
Go for it. Then go for it. It's, you know, the thing is that it's like what lights us up. The ego part of it is the story we make up about it. And so like if we get a luxury car, and because I kind of feel like this human experience, like we can experience like marriage 101, marriage 201, if we've had like different challenges in the marriage, and like we have all these different lessons, or maybe it's financial debt 101 and 201, and these things that we're learning. And so we bought this luxury car, and it was fun. It was amazing. It was super comfortable. It was a brand new Escalade, and everyone had their own DVD player and everything. And it's like, it was so plush. And it was fun. I'm grateful for that experience. And it doesn't really fit well here in the jungle. I think it would last like 6 months. And then you put like on a flatbed and take it back to the city. So it's not a very practical car here. But yeah, we had that experience. And but the ego part, then does it make us prideful or like I'm better than others or whatever. And so, and that's just something to, if we see it come up, is to clear it and address it. Okay. So let's see. Ilka says, I have a bit of challenges with joyful flow and attracting abundance. My theme for the year is joyful abundance, but it's not flowing as easy as I wanted it. Okay. So it sounds like for you, Ilka, that the challenge is, can you feel joyful and abundant even if it's not what you're seeing right now? It's a choice. Can I feel joyful and abundant even if that's not what's showing up right now in my reality? What happens is, if you can, that's the lesson that you're choosing. And don't say that like in a picky way or anything, like because I have gone through this. It's like you get to choose. That's faith. That's faith, to be able to feel grateful for everything in your life. Feel grateful for the dishes that you're washing, that you have dishes, that you have the abundance of food, that you have air conditioning, that you have transportation, that you have someone who loves you. Like just like being able to look at all those things and be grateful for it. Because when we, Esther Hicks talks a lot about this. If you can stay at a high vibration and be in that vibration of allowing and receiving, you manifest more easily. And so it's practicing staying in that vibration. And then the other part, and then, okay, so Ilka says, I do these exercises of joyfulness. Don't know if I want it ASAP, and I'm practicing gratefulness. Well, and then the other thing is that, and we'll work on that. Like, we can have one, okay, like we're feeling abundant, and are we putting out the energy of it's coming, but it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. And so it's a contradictory belief. And so it actually pushes it away. And so one of the things like I would suggest is, first of all, as you create spiritually and you practice the gratefulness, you practice feeling joy, noticing all the abundance, ask, like, go into meditation. It's really important to meditate every day, and so that you can access those downloads. I really like doing meditation that's breath work, because breath work can give you access to the downloads. And there's lots of different meditations where you're just mindfulness, or you're just, listening to affirmations, but breath work can help you access that. A really good one, well, Wim Hof is great. There's an app that you can listen to. Another one is just doing the Darth Vader breath. It's kind of the fire breathing. And I'll listen to an app, and you just, like, you kind of close your throat and so when you're inhaling, you kind of close your throat, and it sounds a little bit like Darth Vader, and then you exhale. And, within a minute or 2 minutes, you'll feel tingling sensations, and it's just kind of like you're lifted off. And if you do that for 30 minutes to an hour, because it's important, if you've created this abundance, it's important to receive the download. Like, what is the next step to be in integrity? What is that? And so what we're working on today is it's helping you with that frequency, but then the next part is stepping into that vibration. Okay, I'm going to do some energy work. Let's see here. All right. I'll look here. And you can also put in the chat too, if you're, okay. So everyone just take a deep breath. We'll take a few deep breaths. And one more. So I have permission to work with all of you here that are listening or that watch this later. Thank you to all of you that have shown up live, that have carved this time out for yourself, for this connection to your higher self. I want to show you a practice. It's something that I learned from Christine Day. And if you'll take one of the things, so as we're in this process of awakening, which is really just about letting go of our ego and connecting. Can you imagine the day, the moment when we fully embody our higher selves, like all the time? And so if you take your palm and you place it on your heart, this is something to do, like if you're ever feeling anxiety, if you're just kind of in the story or whatever, and just feel that palm on your chest, right above your heart. Feel that connection. Actually, I'll put it before. And then you want to inhale through your mouth and exhale through your mouth. And what this is doing as you inhale through your mouth and exhale through your mouth is you're connecting to your heart. You're dropping into your heart. It's almost like, imagine on your computer when you do like a Control Alt Delete. It's you're pressing a keyboard, a key on your keyboard. That's saying I'm connected to my heart, and I set the intention to live from my heart. Just notice how that feels. And you're actually, what you're doing is you're bypassing the mind and creating from here. Feels really good. So I hope that, oh yeah, Wim Hof, I'll put it, Wim Hof, and there is an app you can find also. He has a program too, although really I just listened to one of the meditations on the entire program, and then I saw it on the app, so you can see what resonates, what works for you. Okay, so yeah, so anytime through here, you can also just put your hand back on your heart and just feel that. That's the goal. All of us living from our heart, and in the mind following that direction, because we do have minds and they can be amazing. They created that graphic design. We gave directions for that. Okay. Wait a second. I just lost here we go. Okay. So I believe in myself. I trust myself. I follow through on my commitments. I do what I say I'm going to do. I keep my word. I am living in integrity with my truth, and I'm worthy and deserving of living in integrity with my truth. I'm living my divine purpose. I'm connected to my intuition. I'm listening to my inner voice. I easily create everything I desire in life. I see my blind spots and I release them. I release any blocks with ease. I am a shining light. I am 100% committed to my vision. I release fear and anxiousness around the unknown. It is safe to move forward. I welcome the new. I feel excitement around the new. I am a go-getter. I am confident. I am powerful. I am ready and excited to take on new challenges. I love freely and fully. That's good. I wake up full of energy. Joy is my new normal, my natural state. It feels easy and comfortable to stay at this state. I arise in a high vibration, excited about the day ahead. And so I'm feeling something in the heart too, that it's safe for me to open up my heart chakra and allow my heart to heal. And also I'll just do this to the day too. I'm opening my heart. I'm opening my heart. I'm opening my heart. I'm infinite. I am infinity. I am aligned with my signature affluence frequency. I attract and call in my clients effortlessly. I'm in the right place at the right time. I trust the universe and God's timing. I'm obedient to all the messages from my higher self. I listen and obey. I take care of my body and my body takes care of me. I'm a wise financial steward. I release debt and not having enough energy. I'm safe no matter what happens. So there's some really good ones here that I want to address. Just have some like thoughts coming up. So we're just going to do a life scan and release any energetic imprints through each decade of your life. Any limiting beliefs, malware, viruses, deeply entrenched programs, any old stories that you're ready to let go of now permanently. Ancestral patterns on both sides, going back 9 generations. And then if we got into the roots, so releasing anger and rage, regret, shame, and guilt, releasing that down to the cellular level, molecular, atomic, and subatomic level. Okay. And so know that I want to like address some of the comments they were talking about. Like, so if you're in this place of, let's say you're building your practice, you're building your coaching practice, or maybe you're building a healing practice, and you like look at what have you created, like what have you done over the past year or over the past 2 years, like what has been working for you? And then look at how can I ensure my success? How can I absolutely, it's so important, not from a place of being broken or anything like that. But when we want to, as we're continuing to raise our vibration and play at a more intense level, if you are here to play big, then surround yourself with other game changers who are doing what you're up to, what you desire to do. It's like I'm going to a mastermind in Peru next October, and it's not because like there's going to be plant medicine journeys as part of it, but it has nothing to do with like I need this or like there's some, like I mean we have our own plant medicine journeys. It's about the caliber of the mastermind. It's about the vibration. It's about co-creating together and really feeling into and holding that vibration as a sovereign being. So that is my why. And I know I'm humble enough to know I cannot do it alone. It is not, we're not meant to do it alone. We wouldn't have families and like we have communities. We're beings that are meant to congregate. That's why we have churches and tribes because we learn from each other. And so ask yourself, who are the people that you hang out with the most? And are you ensuring your success by surrounding yourself in the conversation, having, if you have the prompting to receive mentorship that are doing what you desire to do. And so just like, it's like, what does it take to step into that vibration? Because that is how we accelerate. And now to answer, yeah, I'm still feeling something in the heart. I'm open to receiving love. I'm open to receiving abundance. It's safe for me to open my heart and allow it to heal. It's safe for me to let go of old stories. It's safe for me. It's just a lot around safety to live an extraordinary life. Okay, so we're just wanting to open this up right here. So just take some deep breaths sometimes like in the energy field, it's not everyone, it could just be one person in our group. But just take some deep breaths, inhaling through your mouth, exhaling through your mouth. And allow yourself to feel into this vibration. Allow yourself to remember your frequency. Allow yourself to connect to divine intelligence. Even set that intention. I'm not in charge. I allow my higher self to be in charge. And also make sure that you set the program that higher self, like knowing, like when we say higher self, because there's a lot of words out there and you can always use the vocabulary that works for you. But higher self is, as I understand it, it's your soul. And it's the part of you that's always connected to God. Always, 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 always obedient to God. The part of you and me whose will is aligned with divine will. There's no question, no buts or anything like that. So just setting that intention, because sometimes we can have charlatans posing as higher self. You want to make sure we're turning our will and our life over to higher self, who's completely obedient to God's will. Because that's where the joy is. That's where 100% joy is. All right, so what I'm hearing from this next post about I'm a go-getter, it's beautiful, because what's required is, it's kind of weird, the light here. What's required is rewiring our identity. Literally, like, for you to hold this vibration, it requires thinking differently, showing up in the world differently. So I really like that, like saying it in the mirror, I am a go-getter. I am confident. I am powerful. I'm excited. I'm a person who's excited to take on new challenges. I'm a person who says yes. So that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's, so in terms of clearing a cold, let's see, let's just do some work on the physical. The energetics of the physical. My right and my left brain are connected. All the cells in my brain are working together optimally and efficiently. All the chemicals in my brain are working together optimally, efficiently. My hormones are working together optimally and efficiently. So we just want, like, all the cells are working synergistically. My throat chakra is open and balanced. I'm expressing my truth, and it is safe to express my truth. So we want to, I feel my emotions and integrate them easily, because the energy is weak on that. And then the other thing about that is sometimes throat can be, it could be suppressed anger, like things we haven't expressed. And it also could be like if you just got back with Mandy and you have something with your throat, often, I know I'm feeling a little raspy right now. And it's just the body saying, and I think we need to express that too, coming back from the affluence upgrade. It's like not making a story up about it, but it's like just listening to our bodies and say, okay, what is this? Like, I'm not reading it personally that there's something wrong or like my body's resisting up leveling or anything. I actually read it as I've expended a lot of energy, and my body's saying that it's time to rest. It's time to chill, because I'm a little hummingbird and I like to go, go, go. And I went surfing this morning, and I was even thinking about going surfing this afternoon. AJ's at it. He's leading a business mastermind for some clients. And but my body is saying it's time to rest. And so our body will manifest things to get our attention. So I hope that also can give you, like, and it could be the resting could be as much as like, I'm just going to lay down for a day. I'm going to get a babysitter. Maybe I'll get a massage. I'm just going to do nothing for a day. I'm going to meditate, or just cuddle with my baby, whatever that is. Sometimes that's like when I come off an event, or a retreat, that's what I experience it. So it's not resistance. It's just the body's wanting, you know, there's an ebb and a flow, and it's not, I mean, just look at the cycles of nature. I mean, look at the tides. It's not go, 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 100% of the time. I mean, they're supposed to, that's part of the order of the universe. So let's just see if there's anything else with that for clearing that. And then also just plugging us all into any, just the vibration of any supplements that you may need right now. And I've been using doTERRA's On Guard, which has been helpful. So, okay. And then also my body integrates these shifts, this clearing. My body has integrated, for those of you who just come back from the affluence upgrade. And also, like Manny just did this retreat, there's been a lot of shifts. So as we're accelerating, just that my body integrates this easily and effortlessly, and that I listen to my body, and that there's just this alignment, because it's just kind of like in a car when you're shifting gears, and it's gotta go like, okay, we're going into the next gear. So without like making up stories about it. Let's see if there's anything else here. Okay. Okay, that feels much better. Just to make sure, I feel like a little bug's getting me here. All right, so we have, I have faith, I trust, that feels good. I'm supported by the universe. I'm open to receiving this support. I'm open and ready to receive. I'm relaxed in a state of prosperity always. I claim my riches now. Okay, so that feels really good, Amy. The next part is I'm taking the next step. Let's see here. Oh, wait. This is really weird. It's like, isn't that weird, the screen? You see all this frequency? Let me just move this here. See, this is, yeah, there's just a lot of light going on here. See all this, like, trippy. Okay. Okay, there, maybe, there. Okay. That was kind of cool though. See all the little rainbows. So with Amy, what you were sharing, it's like, okay, I'm ready to take the next step. Okay, I'm ready to take the next step. I'm taking the next step. I'm taking the big leap. That is that piece. Like, it can be so simple. It can be so simple. When you go into meditation and ask, what is the next step? It can be as simple. And I know we've talked about this, like whether it's doing a meetup, whether it's doing a Facebook post and offering free sessions, whether it's having a workshop in your home and inviting a bunch of people. Like, sometimes it's like, it's taking the action. It has nothing to do with what are the results. You could do a meetup and no one shows up, or one person shows up. But the fact that you scheduled it and you did it and you shared it, there's an energy to that, and it's you stepping into that vibration. And so I invite, like, not because you have to do more, but in meditation, ask, what is that? What is the next step? Great. I love the conversation here. Manny says that YouTube videos, good. Okay. Are better. Okay, good. I'm glad to know that. I will check out the YouTube videos. Another good meditation video is Dr. Joe Dispenza. And he has, like, You Are the Placebo. And then he also has a nighttime one. Wow, look at all of this purple, violet. I'm like tripping out right now, sorry. So that one, it's not as good for downloads, But in terms of getting out of the head, it's really good. And there's like I'll do like, there's a nighttime meditation just to get out of the mind and then just go to sleep. It's like 18 minutes. And yeah, Donna said it's a very powerful color. I know, it's violet. Check that out. You know what? What's so interesting is at this affluence upgrade, I thought it was, I thought I was going to die. So to scare anyone that's like wants to come. My heart was beating so fast, and I was fine. I was perfect, but just that was what the ego was saying. And my heart was broken open. It was just, my heart had to be broken open. It was like more and more, like, 'cause that is part of the process. And yeah, so it's fun to see this violet color and to see, to have that experience and then to feel the shift afterwards. I fell in love with my husband again. Like, he was just sitting there, like, holding space for me, and it was just really beautiful. Nitu came by my side and was helping, and I didn't mean it to make it about me, but I also, it was interesting because we have these clients here for this retreat, and we also go through this experience, and I recognize that, like, for me to do the work that I'm here to do, it's like just letting go of the ego. And so that was so that I can show up and even at an even deeper level. So it was really, really beautiful. All right. So Kristen said she's going to get a massage, and the peace and calming oil is good. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to some more that we're seeing here. Okay. So it feels good about releasing all signs of asthma, throat, chest congestion, and sneezing. So I think also just I integrate easily, and I'm compassionate and loving with myself. I'm gentle with myself. It's easy for me to maintain a high vibration. And I create an additional, so I'll just specific. I'm sure anyone else, like an additional $10,000 a month. I create that now. My life is so fun. It's easy to be balanced in family, business, church, and adventure. And I maintain that easily. Okay, so yeah, these are some good ones. So I create a powerful tribe who bring other leaders into the fold. This is good. I attract referrals easily. I attract testimonials easily and effortlessly. I attract dozens of soulmate clients who come ready for the transformation I'll help them with. It's beautiful. And also that just kind of like being in the right place at the right time, that like the momentum, and I'm riding the momentum. I'm riding it, and that that it feels good to ride this momentum. I'm willing to let go of everything that's holding me back from living my life to its fullest. I'm 100% in alignment with my original blueprint. Okay, well, we'll address this just a second. Let's do some energy work around this. So let's just do a life scan. And okay, so okay, one of our group just shared is talking about their marriage, and that a shaman said that you need to leave your husband. And we've been together for 25 years, and I can't imagine my right action includes leaving him. He's very stressful to live with. He's very loving, but he's chaos embodied. Okay, so actually, yeah, this is a great topic. Great topic. So first of all, I do not advocate giving any shaman or guru or me any power, because you have the answers within. So that's first of all. I really like when people go and say, well, my shaman said I shouldn't do this, or like they shouldn't do that. I don't know. you know, even if I'll share something with you, like where I see or where I'm standing from, but like, then you go and you pray about it and you get your guidance. Because I don't have all the answers. And I just, so first of all, I just say, I'm really wary of giving other people power over you. So that's, and maybe it just came off that way when you said that, but I'll just say that first. And this is the thing. This is something that I've been schooled on. I've been disciplined on. Actually, just this last experience at the affluence upgrade, I really was shown this. We consciously create our reality. So if you are the creator of your own life, that means that you create everyone in your life, how they're showing up by the vibration that you hold. And so it's really like, it can be really slippery in the ego, because it looks like, well, like, this is actually, I can say this because I've done this. I've been, I don't want to say guilty, but yeah, I mean, this has been my pattern, which I've seen and I've healed and I've integrated. And so it can be really simple. It's like, well, I'm doing the work. And I'm connected to higher self and I'm doing all these things, right? And my partner is not. He's not playing at this level, or he's not. And that's the spiritual ego. Anytime we look outside of ourselves and are like, anytime we're seeing someone else and where they're falling short, that's the spiritual ego. Because the only thing that I have control over is my vibration and how I'm showing up and my level of obedience and level of surrender. And yet it is easier, because I might be doing pretty good, but it can be easier for me to look at another person's performance or their spiritual, like how conscious they are, or like that spiritual ego. I'm just speaking for myself, and you guys could, like, I'd love to hear, but what happens is that it keeps us in a loop, because then it's like, well, I will be fully aligned when this person gets fully aligned. And so then my evolving or what I'm creating becomes dependent upon this person. And yeah, we have our partners, right? Or there are soulmates, there are companions, and it's very slippery because it's like, but they're not showing up at the same vibration or whatever. But what comes down to, when we really understand that I create my own reality, and the minute that I shift and see love like more than I've ever thought possible, my husband, and see the divine in him and hold that vibration, and then get so committed and clear about my contract and who I am and what I'm here to, how I'm here to serve in the world, he will shift. And I've seen it. That's what it means. Like, it's funny when we say we create our own reality, because yes, we all have agency and like how that all works, but we're vibrational beings in this, and so just look and see, where does the spiritual ego play in your life? Because when you hold that vibration and you see, and it's the same thing when you see that in your clients. If you see someone gets on the phone, if you can see and hold that vibration of who they are, their infinite potential, because I am 100% certain that your husband has infinite potential and that he is also a divine being. And I know also where I've come from. And so if I can do it, like, I mean, it's possible. I mean, even I'm sure we could all collect stories of others that were wherever they were, and they had an awakening and they shifted. And so what is the work? The work is, how committed am I to my vibration? How committed am I to my purpose, and doing this no matter what, and then holding that vibration. And like maybe that could be the work, and holding it till that person remembers. I mean, Are there times when we need to separate? And are there times when, I mean, that's a higher self question. That's definitely a higher self question. And I've definitely gone through, I've gone down that road, and I also was blatantly shown how it was my spiritual ego. And it really is about like holding that vibration. Now, if someone's drinking and they're just like, they're not committed. The other thing is, I love to share it. We just got back from the conscious couple. Well, before we've been like on the go. So we had a conscious coupling initiative with a couple, and if he wants to share, I'll let you. You're welcome to share in a minute. I don't know if Alan's on, and Darlinda. It was amazing, powerful. It is one of the most. It's one of the most powerful tools I know. What's so beautiful about it is that, I mean, we help with the body work and help role play and like to clear some deep blocks, and then we share the tools, and then the couple takes those tools and they go and they do their homework, and so you're teaching these sacred tools that they have at any time to clear any triggers. It connects the husband and wife, the partners, to their divinity, like, and they're able to use sacred sexuality, and it is so powerful. And so yeah, so maybe that's something to consider, because we've been guided to do this for some time, and for whatever reason I just wasn't ready yet, and now we're really feeling the call. Like, more couples need to have this. They need to have this in their family, because it's like, even when you have someone that they're not at that same, like, level of like, I don't know what you want to say, consciousness or spiritual awareness or whatever, it gets them there. And then it's, and there's enough of an upside. There's a lot of good just in terms of the loving and the connection, that there's kind of the carrot, the dangling carrot, that like it's like, like who doesn't want to have the most amazing sex life? Who doesn't want to have the deepest intimate connection with your love? So like, and then there's all these other things that are packed up with it. So yeah, I have so much hope. And Donna says, what do dolphins mean? I've been seeing them everywhere. This was sorry that I thought it was to everyone. Yeah, we saw a pod of dolphins right before the affluence upgrade. It was like that night, and they said that the boat guy said that it was a rarity. Someone else can share, but I know it has to do with just that dolphin energy. It's that feminine, that playful energy. And Manny says, yeah, I wouldn't trust someone who tells you what you should do on a personal level. It's your power. Yes. And Manny says, could it be a test? I think that is so true. So just kind of looking at that, like, what is my vision? And write down, what I suggest too, Kimmery, is write down, like, what is your spirit, what is your ego saying? What are the different stories about it? And then what is your higher self saying? Because it's interesting, like when I go back to my journal and everything that my higher self has said, it's very similar to the downloads that I received in the affluence upgrade. I mean, it was actually the same thing. It's just, I downloaded it. Like it made the impact. And Lynn says, a person who is fully connected can energetically impact situations more than thousands who are disconnected. So, and Kristen's talking also about her husband. I also suggest, Kimmery, is you have the affluence method. So doing energy work around that. Because sometimes it's like we're at different places in our journey. and it's all perfect. And I also believe that sometimes, like when I look at certain family members and things that have shown up in my life, they all did that, not consciously, but what I've been shown so that I could forgive, that I could choose love, that I'm a conscious reality creator despite what's being shown. Because it's easy. Like if everyone were just perfect, then where would be the commitment to choosing love, to choosing obedience, to choosing, all these things that we get to choose. And so, yeah, it's, but there's definitely some options, some tools. And, Kimmery, if you decide, when you decide to step into A Life, one of the things that we do, and we don't usually, it's not on our website, but because we're so committed to raising the vibration of a family, because it's not just like, you raising your vibration. It's something that you and your husband could do together, and he can take it, sometimes they don't want to go to all the calls. Maybe he just wants the private sessions, that you both get private sessions every month. And, he'll come along at his own rate. So that's something that, something to consider. We have an affluent life. We have, if you're living in the same house, if you're your partners, we have a 2-for-1. And we do that because it can be hard when you're just one person shifting and evolving, and the people that we love are not. And how powerful it is when you are doing this together. And I would love to hear from, I don't know if is, let me see. Let's see here. Is Alan or Darlene, are you guys on? I know they've been traveling. I do see an 808. I don't know if I'm not sure if 808 is Hawaii or not. I can't remember. But you're welcome to share. I see a bunch of you. I see Ilka, Joan, Julie is there, and Leela and Kristen. I see Malin and Tanya. It's so good to see you all here. Yeah, and for any of you that, if you're feeling called, I first of all, I invite you to suspend any judgment about plant medicine, like just to do some research about it, because it's an herb and it's a tool that is here to facilitate the awakening of this planet. And it is a way, like I've seen, we have clients that have come that are private clients who've been doing the work, have been doing deep work already. They're in A Life, and I have seen such profound shifts. And it's something that we do. It's not something that it's like we're here to scale. We have 6 clients come. It's a very intimate, safe gathering in one of the most beautiful houses that I know on this planet. And so you really get to tune into that vibration of abundance, that expansion. And then having, versus some people will go to there's different places, some people can just go and go to work with a shaman. The difference is we have a shaman come in that we know and trust, and he grows his own sustainable, he has his own farm, is a beautiful soul, an amazing story of his own like life and death experience that kind of brought him to this work. His name's Chris. And, but the difference is too, is that over the week, you're also receiving coaching in terms of, it's not just going there and like whatever you get shown, but really helping you go through those blind spots and see where the ego comes into play. And it's really with the intention of letting go of the ego and connecting to higher self and receiving the downloads about your purpose and what is your next step. And it's all about that frequency, and it's just super amazing. And Mandy says, is it like LSD? No, LSD is a chemical. Well, first of all, LSD is a chemical, and ayahuasca is from a root. Like LSD is like man-made. And yeah, we'll let Alan call it. And it's something that's from the Amazon. It's from a root that they brew. And what it does is it rewires the brain. Like I literally, and one of our clients could actually feel like just her, like with her brain being rewired, especially if you've had, challenges with like depression and things like that, like which I have had in the past. And, okay, he said he can't unmute, so I will unmute him in a minute. Yeah, so there's definitely like a visionary aspect, but it's definitely not, it's not like LSD, and it's not a party. Like people will take substances like to get high, and it's not like that. It's work, and you're shown your shadow aspects, you're shown the ego, you're shown so there's like there's one point where I was just my heart was broken open, I was crying, and I knew it was just, I needed to get it out. It was just like stuff from, I didn't even, it wasn't even attached to a story anymore, but it was just, it's like the calcification that happens on the heart because we have these different wounds and things like that. And for me to do the work I'm here to do on a deeper level, like that has to be gone. It has to be removed. And so that's one of the things that I experience. And you just, you see the heavens, and you also can see hell. You can also see the hell that happens like when we don't heal, when we don't choose love, when we don't choose obedience. I really got that this is a gospel of love, that it's all about love, and the role that discipline plays, that discipline and commitment plays in this work. And it's something that sometimes we shirk the discipline, or we shirk, I know, like shirking the structure and things, and that's really important. And so we all get our different downloads. Okay, let me just see, where is 808. Okay, I'm going to unmute you. I think it's 1067. Alan, are you there?
It's me, Tara.
Hi. Well, perfect. Do you want to share it? Would you like to share anything about your experience with the conscious coupling or the upgrade?
I do. I was just sharing with, I didn't post it yet, but I was just sharing with Kimry about an experience yesterday I had with Alex. I had a trigger yesterday, and we both actually looked at each other and laughed because it was just something so silly, and we just laughed. We looked at each other and laughed. The conscious coupling really, really helped Alan and I, as far as our relationship goes with the both of us. We are more loving. I am less triggered when Alan makes any suggestions, or if I have forgotten something. It doesn't trigger me as much as it used to, and it's more of us working together as far as the big shift that we both made through the conscious coupling, and the intensive upgrade. It was amazing. It was amazing because I was able to see visions of my, of a property for a retreat center. I'm home, getting that all planned out together. There's other visions that I've gotten that it's just so awesome to go through those things. And
amazing. Beautiful.
It's hard to put in lots of words, and it just, was an incredible week and a half. Just being with you and AJ, with me too, and Sean, and Alan and myself, and our shaman that came to join us to do ayahuasca. It was just amazing.
Amazing. Well, I want to reflect because Darlinda, you've been part of our tribe for a couple years, and I don't know if others that are listening, if they've also known you, but just your confidence, you speaking your truth, even just sharing. I mean, you are in your queen energy, and it just, hanging out with you over this past week and just little quips, and you'd be like, no, this is how it is. And it's just been, I'm just so tickled, and it's been amazing to see you do the work and just step into your power. It's you. It's just you being you. Really, that's all it is. You being you.
Well, thank you, Sarah. It's been quite a journey from the time that I started with you and AJ till now. A lot of shifts has been made with being in the A-Life group and being in the Freedom Collective group, and just going to the retreat that's been offered. It's been so amazing. Such an amazing journey.
So
and more to come.
More to come. Thank you. Well, I'll let Alan share. Let's see. I think is he the 6421 maybe? Let's see here. There we go. Thanks for sharing, Darlinda. Okay, Alan.
Yep, that's me.
Darlinda's going to be taking over.
I was thinking as she was talking, is that she just said more in the last 5 or 10 minutes than she has in the last 3 years in the group, and from a place of power that I could only dream about before.
So,
and I'm just kind of almost speechless right now because I don't really know how. I mean, I wanted to speak up, and yet I'm not even sure how to explain it. We spent the last few days just trying to figure it out, and we spent the last 36 hours messaging you guys back and forth from airports, and still and I think the power of having both of the things, the conscious coupling and then the intensive upgrade back to back, was incredible, because we got tools the first 2 days at conscious coupling that we actually used in the intensive upgrade to help move forward where we knew that we needed to move forward, but there was just a little bit of hesitation, and it gave us the tools to break through that hesitation. And the increase in love and compassion between my wife and I is just something that I could only dream about before. I knew it was there, which is why I kept looking for another solution. We've done counseling. We've done religious things, the church. We've done counseling in and out of the church. We've done stuff like on our own. I mean, just about you name it, we've done it, except LSD. We haven't done that.
I don't know that would help.
And I don't know that would help.
No.
Which was incredible about the upgrade is that I had definite impressions about, yes, Alan, this path is good and helpful. No, this is where you need to cut it. You don't need to do this. And I realized that that's only for me. Other people will have different answers. So this probably helped more than just about anything. Not just about. It brought us closer together, took us further along, gave us the tools that are more useful than just about anything that we've ever done in the last literally 30 years.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it's so powerful to have it, to get like that. You guys are facilitators for each other. So if you have a trigger, then it's like, okay, let's take it.
So
take it to the bedroom.
In the past, it was always, oh man, I gotta wait till we have an appointment next week, and I just bite the bullet for another week. And I actually found that what was happening is that things would go well for a while, and then I think I was creating stuff to go talk to the counselor about on a subconscious level. Because I would notice how things would actually start to get worse. And this, I don't have to wait.
Yeah.
There's no waiting. When's my next coaching call? Please, can't I get one sooner? There's none of that.
So
not that we won't still use coaching calls and stuff, but it's because you're right, because we have the tools. We are in charge. We own our own bodies. We are the CEO of our marriage.
I love that.
and wow, Tara, it's not I, it's we.
It's we.
That just hit me. It's not me, it's we. On a real personal level, if it's okay, I've known since we got married that I needed to stay in this. Against advice, sometimes of religious leaders, advice of friends, I absolutely knew that I had friends that got revealed to them, to their higher selves, no, it's time for divorce. This is the last straw. You need to move on. And there are times that I almost wish that would have happened, but it didn't. It was always, no, Alan, stay with it. You stay with it. I promise you, you will be happier than you can even imagine.
Oh, so beautiful.
And this last week is the evidence of that happening.
Wow. Yeah.
Between the two retreats together.
Yeah, it was so much amazing to see you guys together, and yeah, it's just I'm almost speechless too.
If anybody wants to talk, like privately about it, because they're, I guess, it's not obvious. There are things that I'm a little bit dumbfounded right now. I mean, I'm trying to express how I feel, but if there's things that people want to talk privately, just PM me. We can set up a time and I'll talk privately and get into a little bit more details that are a little bit harder to get into in a group call.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with and I can answer specific questions that will help me kind of go where I want to go. But right now, since there's not a specific question other than how was it? Well, it was worth everything it took to get there.
Yeah. And we're feeling, I'm feeling strongly the call to share this conscious coupling. So if you're in a committed partnership, marriage, and you're wanting to take it to the next level and be, I love that, the CEO of your marriage, and have those tools, because it is like, for me, this tool that we're sharing, it's what elevated my business. It's what it got me from the place like where I can go on stage now. Before, I would have to like prepare, and because I still had so much in my head, and it connected me to higher self. It just like connected me to higher self. So I could go on stage and just say whatever, like what I'm guided to say, because I'm not in my head. And so it's something, I think, that God gave us these tools for a reason. And so, yeah, so if you're feeling inspired, PM, you could hear from Alan, PM me, because it's, we're really excited. It's a 3-day intensive with you and your partner, and then AJ and me. So it's very private, intimate, in the most beautiful place at Lagarda Lodge, overlooking the ocean and the river, and the place is amazing.
Oh yeah, in Hawaii we joke around that, you get a choice of a mountain view or an ocean view. We had mountain, ocean, river, and monkey view. And
alligator view, or crocodile.
And alligator, that's right, we had alligator view too. Yeah, I had that one in there.
It's so good. So amazing. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that, and Isabel says, I'm so happy for you guys. So blessings and so much love. So good. And I think I'm gonna do some more energy work. Lynn, I'll let you. I'm gonna unmute Lynn, and then I'll mute. Yes, you had your hand raised.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm just. Hi. I'm just floating on the clouds. This is just. Just what everything that you've said, and now Linda and Alan. I mean, it's just. So you guys, you're just so connected, and it is just so infectious and uplifting. And I'm in this high vibe now because of you, and I see what is possible. Mm-hmm. And I mean, this is just the real stuff. Wow, thank you so much.
Oh, so much love
I tell you, I'm speechless.
So I see you coming to one of these upgrades, Lynn. We'll have to, yeah. Yes. This upgrade. You know what came to me was, you know, a lot of times like we're doing this energy work, and you know we get these shifts and these downloads, and you know if any of you have ever had to go to the hospital and you like have to mainline like an IV or like mainline because you're trying to get something into your system. That's what the affluence upgrade is like energetically, the frequency, the love, just opening up the heart, like healing. One of our clients just healing the womb, healing whatever those stories are, and then integrating that, and so you really feel that frequency. And so it for me, what's been so interesting is there's been so much that I've felt. Like my gift has been that gift of feeling of as an empath. I mean, we're all empaths, but there's things that I share because I feel it. I feel it's true, and therefore it is. And the upgrade, I saw it. So it's deepened that certainty of how it's all connected. And then, oh, so beautiful. One of our clients was just saying that she was able to share from her heart and get everyone else. That's what it is. And get everyone else to connect to their heart too. Yeah, that's where it's all about. It's just connecting from our heart, getting out of ourselves, out of our way. I'm gonna do some more energy work. So the next upgrade is in August. So if you're feeling the call, there's 6 spots open, and then we'll close. All right, let's see. I have something Ava shared, so let me just mute. Send you so much love, Lynn. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Okay. I think there's one other thing let me mute everyone here. Okay. So let's see what else. I also just see that I'm open to receiving this frequency. I'm open to receiving this update to my operating system. I easily replace negative thoughts with positive, uplifting thoughts. It's safe for me. Let's see. I think it's just like that safety, taking the next step. My life force is high. I have high vibrational energy, high vibrational health. I'm living on purpose. I think it's something about I'm worthy and deserving of this. I'm free. I declare myself free and clear of any karmic debts, any old contracts. I think sometimes like we have these programs that I've got to work really hard, or I've got to earn this, or I've got to justify this success because I went through this hero's journey. And it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. I mean, we can choose the big lessons, or we can choose yeah, you know, I got it. I carve time out for myself. I choose self-love. I carve time out to enjoy nature, to connect with God, to connect with my higher self. So we're going to trust my intuition and the messages I'm receiving. So this feels good. I'm awake in my dream. Everything always works out for me. My life gets better and better each day. let's see. Okay. So we're gonna do a life scan. All right, so everyone that's listening right now will also be opening to questions, but what I'm sharing with you, there's an energy transmission, all the work that we've been doing, opening up the heart, raising this frequency, this receptivity of love, of internal knowing, of who you are, of who I am, of remembrance, of connecting to the divine, of connecting to the wondrousness of the universe, of the creation of this universe, of infinite possibilities, and of our power to create. Connecting to this frequency of now, of presence, of I am presence, of this is all. There is this now. Of feeling buoyed up and supported. And taking on the stewardship of this frequency, the stewardship of your divine blueprint, of the agreements that you have made before you enter this mortal body. So what does it mean to take on this stewardship? It means feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It means taking massive action, not from an energy of busy energy. It may be just one leaning, like one big massive action every day of like, yes, I've got this. I'm fully supported. But that's like, so like observe, look at the screen of your life right now and ask yourself, am I taking massive action? Am I showing up as the queen or king, as the divine being? Am I showing up as someone who's reflecting commitment to the stewardship? That like, hey, I'm willing to take on this baton of light. Am I showing up as that person? And what would it mean to show up? Like, forget about like the money, the clients, like all of those things are a byproduct of if you were to imagine, however you imagine God handing you this like torch of light, kind of like they have like in the Olympics, right? They have people like running all over the earth, like passing off this torch of light. So if someone, angel or God, were to come and hand you this torch of light, are you showing up? You were chosen to hold this, to wield this torch of light. Are you showing up as that person, as you agree to? And no guilt, no anything. It was just like, what is required today to show up as that person? And that's all we have to focus on is like, what is required today? It's just like picking up the phone or spending an hour writing out your program, or just loving on your child and laughing till you're like hysterical. Like what? Like it's all of these things, or any of them, and showing up as that person. And because anything in between that is the resistance. And then we start to make up stories of why we're not worthy to pick up the torch, to hold it, and why it's not happening now. But none of that matters. It's just the money and the program being filled, all of that will happen. Just, it's this energy, it's this frequency, it's this saying yes. I surrender my will to divine will. Yes, I will take this torch. Yes, I will show up to the best of my abilities today. Yes, I will get over myself and over my ego and over my stories, because they don't really matter. So just receive this frequency, Allow it. And I feel some more, there's more work in the heart. So just take some deep breaths. You put your hand over your heart and breathe through your mouth. Setting the intention, I open up my heart. I open up my heart. Okay, there's still something else you want to do. Just connecting to this. Imagine if you were to, before you entered this human body, this life that you know now, that you were to sign a contract. There were some agreements that you made. So just tuning into the remembrance of that. And also the excitement and the joy that you were getting this opportunity. And the confidence, like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I still feel something also in the third chakra around identity. I'm living in the flow of abundance. I let go of resistance to my divine purpose. And it's safe for me to let that go. It's safe for me to let go of the old stories. It's safe for me to open up my spiritual eyes. I'm connected to Mother Earth. I'm grounded. I feel my emotions and I integrate them easily. Connecting to joy. Connecting, I don't know why this is coming up, but just like just the vibration of the choirs of angels, heavenly choirs of angels who are just rooting us on. Maybe you have ever heard that kind of music, how inspiring and uplifting, and just that ebullient love that surrounds us all the time. It is always here. So connecting to that vibration, every single thing in the universe has a frequency, and you can connect to that. That feels good. Okay, so I'm going to answer any other, if you have any questions, or look in the chat. Okay. Okay. So Isabel talks about still feeling some shame about showing up in public. Okay, let's do some work about that. And so here's what I invite you to consider is that I know that the person who's asking about this, I know that you have very profound connections to your guides into understanding the spiritual workings of the universe. And so I invite you to write, to journal about what is your purpose. I think even like 3 years ago, you shared with me why you are here and what your purpose is. And really connect to that purpose. And why is it important that you step fully into that 100% commitment to that purpose? And for all you that are watching right now, listening, consider your purpose right now, the work you're here to do. And maybe it's showing up in your business, in your career, in your family. And on a scale of 0 to 100, what is your commitment level to that? And be honest, because that's where there's growth. And when I did this exercise during the affluence upgrade, I wasn't 100%. There were gaps in my commitment, and it was showing up in different areas of my life. And it was showing up and making up stories about other people I loved or whatever. And so like there's growth in looking at like, where is that commitment? And so write down, what is your commitment? And if you're to close that gap to 100% commitment, would you be willing to let go of the other, like the fear of speaking out in public, or the fear of being seen, or the fear of like exploding the business, like blowing it up and grow, like where it's, I mean, it's really like, where is it supposed to be? Not from an ego place, but like, it's kind of like, look here, I'm here at this Harmony. They have so many beautiful plants here and everything. I know Isabel's been here. A few of you have been here. Alan's been here with us. They have actually a really good dinner here. I'm not a gardener, but I know that when you're like a landscaper or a gardener, like you have a plant and then it's like, where's the best place for it? Like, where will it blossom the most? Where can we, where will it be the fullest expression of its existence? And so not everyone's here to grow $1 million company or a $10 million company. I mean, we all have different purposes, and there's really not a hierarchy. I mean, your purpose can be developing, like it could be with your children, like that could be like full on, and you'll know if it's your purpose because you'll feel amazing. You'll feel amazing and on purpose. And like that's what's giving you the clue. And so I'm sharing this because like, if you think about what your purpose is and what you're here to do and what is the best in meditation, what's the best way for that to unfold? What should it look like? Is there a number? Because financial numbers just represent a vibration. And it represents how many people that you're influencing and supporting, and how many lives that you are like making a positive difference for. And so what is that? What's that supposed to look like? Not from a place of ego or what other people, or so I get validation or anything like that. It could be 10. It could be 1 million. And so from that place, once you understand like, what's my purpose and what's the purpose, like what's it supposed to look like, then am I willing to let go of like this whole thing about being seen and being visible? Am I willing to take big leaps? Am I willing to really to step up and, you know, play at a bigger level? If that's supposed to be in alignment. We'll do some work about this too, about it's safe to be seen. It's safe to be visible. I'm seen. I'm visible. I release any fear, like just all the old stuff about persecution. I'm speaking my truth. I'm shining my light. So anything around being seen and being visible, any generational patterns going back 10 generations, and then releasing shame, releasing guilt, feeling persecuted, loneliness, I release it down to the cellular, molecular, atomic, and subatomic level. Is there anything else? Okay, that feels good. Great example. Thanks for sharing that, Isabel. Let's see. Julie said she once felt one of the heavens opened, and I heard a host of angels singing. Awesome. So beautiful. Such great examples. Does anyone else have any other questions? We usually go for 2 hours, but we don't have to. If there's not, it's kind of really, I carve out this time with the intention to serve. Anyone else have something that you like? So good. Yeah, and share with us in Freedom Collective what you got from your downloads, what that next step is. I think someone just looked like they were calling in. Hello? Is someone, I feel like someone's trying to, oh wait, is that Lynn? Were you trying to raise your hand? No. No, I think did anyone else have a question or a comment or something else that we want to address? Or we will, okay, I see some here. Karmic debt. Okay, so, I put in karmic debt, like I know we have people with different beliefs about like whether you believe in reincarnation or if you don't believe in reincarnation. I mean, karmic debt could also be ancestral patterns, but it's basically like accumulation from like what we've inherited from before, from being here on earth, like what we've inherited in this body. And so like let's say like we feel like we have to pay, like maybe if we were in another life and we thought like we did some bad things or something, we have to pay for it. We have to pay for it. Or it could be something that it's also like generational. Oh, wait a second. I want to make sure that this is still recording. Okay, it is. It says, just to make sure. Yeah, and so it's just declaring, like when we're awake in the dream, it's taking on responsibility right now, and like releasing any programs that like I still have to pay, or I've got to struggle, or I've got to do this first before I can get this. It doesn't have to be any of that. So I just use it. I use it just as a safety catch. Just like any programs are there, just like declare, I'm clear. I'm clear of it now. Especially around finances. Sometimes like even families will have like in an ancestral line, if they've, made some choices, and like even like curses or something like that can get passed down. And so it's just clearing all of that and just being here in the present moment and declaring I'm awake in this dream, and I don't have to keep on playing out these old patterns. It's kind of like, actually, it's like okay, we talk about being clear of the old stories. The ego generates these old stories. Well, whether it's karmic debt or even generational patterns, they're just older stories. That makes sense. Older stories that we've inherited, that we're just clearing ourselves of. And so great question. Anyone else has something here? Let me see if there's anything else here that I wanted to make sure we took care of. Yeah, so there's a few of you, I really, it's like stepping into that responsibility, stepping into like, what is that big action? And I, especially those of you that are in A life, and we're here to support you in catapulting. If you've got a business and you're catapulting it, like Like what are the actions, and share an A life to get the support. Because everything can shift in an instant. But it's also looking at like how others are showing up and like seeing like what's working and how can I start to embody that, like shift my identity to embody that. And so it's so good. And for those of you that are ready, like I think Nicole and I, we were chatting, we were kind of going back and forth about that, are ready to work on an accelerated level. We have a few spots open in our VIP mastermind. The investment is doubling in the middle of this month. I really felt what we offer, you're receiving a coaching from AJ and from me. I mean, his expertise, he's working with a client with clients right now, and they're taking the business from 200 to 3 million in the next 2 years. And already they got their first $100,000 month bid, and or $100,000. I mean, just like within the first couple of weeks of like signing on. And his expertise is in scaling, massive scaling. That's what he just does that in his sleep. And so combining that with the mindset and energy work and the alignment and connecting to higher self. So the investment is doubling. But for those of you that are here, you're here in, or you're either in A-Life or in Freedom Collective, and you know that you want to have that kind of level of support. You have sessions with me and with AJ. We have the mastermind calls. You have access to A-Life. We also have where, as a private client, you can bring in your partner and they can also access A-Life. So there's a lot of value. And it's all about, you don't step into that unless you're ready to absolutely take massive action and step into your vision. That's the level of the clients that we have in our VIP mastermind are game changers. They're leaders. And so we're here to support you. So just PM me if it's something that you're feeling called to. You're a good fit if you're already making at least 6 figures and you want to massively scale that and while being on purpose and doing it from a place of ease and flow because you're connected to higher self. So, and just being with a group of other game changers. I'm just looking for, okay, Nicole says, thank you for the explanation. Yeah, I don't know how, maybe because it's a different thing here. Yeah, so we're excited. When we came back from the upgrade, I was really just given clarity in terms of like what we're really focusing on in our company, and the conscious coupling is a really big piece because it's really just they're leadership tools for couples, leadership tools for couples, and then I just then how you bring that into your home and into your marriage, and that actually Isabel is. Like that would just break you open from being like fears of being seen and shame and all of that. And there's just nothing, there is nothing like it on the planet to have your partner, to have that equal focus, of both stepping into higher self and to doing the work. And it's a tool you can also use not just for clearing and for up leveling, because you can also use it in lovemaking, but the way it's not just there's a whole process that we teach and how to really clear things on a bodily level, and collapse timelines, and how to use sacred energy to manifest, and with that power of intention. So so good. So any other questions? We have a few more minutes that we're open for. I'm still feeling something else. Let me just see. I'm going to share with you all while waiting, if someone else has another call, is just these affluence codes, which I'm hearing. I am grace. I am flow. I am presence. I am now. I am powerful. I am connected. I am the earth. I am the universe. I am love. Is there anything else? Just connecting to those. And then clearing anything. We're doing a life scan. Any self-loathing, self-hatred, abandonment, rejection, criticism, releasing that down to the cellular, molecular, atomic, and subatomic level. I'm going to also share with you this frequency for those of you that are open. Just sharing this frequency. We have already just talking about it, but feel into this frequency from the Affluence Upgrade Intensive. It's really this frequency. It's connecting to God, connecting to love, updating your operating system, clearing out any viruses, defragmentation, letting go of old stories, feeling into the effortlessness and the flow, feeling the playfulness of us all as creators, co-creators, sovereign beings in humility. So it's just this frequency of remembering. And it really is this upgrade that I invite you all, if you're feeling the call to come. It is the most magical experience. Like this house is my dream house. Not that I don't necessarily need to live there though, because it's a huge house. But it was so beautiful to play there. And we spent all night, like normally the thought of staying up till sunrise would be like work. But we stayed up every night. We started at sunset until sunrise. And underneath, we were out we would go back and forth between like the covered awning and to sitting out on the grass, underneath these trees, underneath stars, this full moon, listening to the ocean and the wind, and feeling such this connection to all of the universe. At some point, the night that my heart was broken open, there were clouds in the sky, and I thought it was just me who was seeing it, but there were heart-shaped clouds all over in the sky all night, and Darlinda saw it, and Nitu saw it. Just this connection to the universe. Everything in synchronicity. So it's what you receive there is just is such a deep understanding of your power as a sovereign being, and letting go of what no longer serves you. And it's something that you can always go back to, that frequency. everything's about our frequency. Everything's about our frequency. And then just seeing like the parts that are not working, are not serving, and being able to just letting it go. So, well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to unmute you guys, and so you can all say goodbye.
Thank you, Sarah.
Aloha.
Yes. Aloha. Oh, wait, I did see Kristen.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Sending you guys so much love. Okay, I'll answer this later. Send you guys so much love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sarah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Mhm.